Praise be to the awesome God. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 19. Brethren, I don't want to live in salvation. I came out of Islam and got saved. When Jesus healed me, so I said farewell to Islam. They prayed for me and did everything, but I was almost losing my life. It is Jesus who healed me, and I believed Jesus from that day. I don't regret until today. But one day as I was praying, when I had understood prayer, I say, Jesus, I don't want to be like those born again who are suffering. People who believe in you, why are they living in bad states? I say that you don't want to be like them. I had a dream. I won't tell you that during those days I knew the voice of God. Though he would have spoken to me, I wouldn't have understood. In salvation, I was still new. The things of the Quran and everything had to get out of my head, so I get in the Bible in it. Amen. Though God would speak to me, I hear the voice, I couldn't recognize it. But he gave me a dream. He gave me a dream and showed me the born agains. But they were afflicted by hunger. They were wearing old clothes. I first prayed. But they were singing a lot. Then I said, Jesus. There is a man, I realized later that he was Jesus. I told him they are singing about your name, but they are living in a bad state. Why? The man told me, you see them? They do praise me. They do pray. They worship me. But the enemy took away from them knowing what to do. After worship, after the praise, after the prayers, the enemy exchanged their mind. They pray and sleep. When they sleep the following day, they never wake up to go out and seek their blessing. He gave me that scripture through a dream. I'll always bless the works of your hands. He told me now they have to lay hands on something, and I'll bless it and multiply it. They will worship me when they have enough things. They will worship me when they go back home, they will have something to eat. He told me among those, some of them, when I tell some of them, do this and I bless you, they don't. You see, there are many of them worshiping, but they are disobedient. They are disobedient. You hear that? So I came out of the dream. When my pastor came into the office, his office was in the church like this. They hadn't built the church by then. They bought land and there was a house. God bless you, sir. It is we who put rooms for it to be a church. Amen. It was a house of 5 rooms. So we removed walls and walls and it turned into the church. I told my pastor I had such a dream. He asked me when you had the dream. But as you were going to sleep, what kind of prayer did you make? I told him I made a prayer that I don't want to be a born again who suffers. So I had such a dream. And he told me he showed those to you, and that is how they are, most born again. But he said you do his will, pray, seek him, do whatever he tells you. After you're totally delivered, you told me you lost everything. After your deliverance, lay hands on something and he will bless it. you won't be like them. Then I said, okay, praise be to the awesome God. I asked my pastor, for a person to be blessed, what does he or she do? And how can a person know that now you're delivered? You can do anything and it will progress. My pastor told me, when a person is delivered, though he has 1,000 shillings, it can multiply. Praise be to the Lord. So he was giving an example. But during those days, 1,000 shillings had value. You could purchase stockings, hook them, and get some profits. He said if someone is delivered, he can be blessed. 1,000 shillings can produce more. 2,000 shillings can produce more. 5,000 shillings can produce more. And 10,000 shillings can produce more. But when you to know that you're still bound, you invest money in something and you lose it all. And you know, these losses of captivity, you lose every day. You lose today, tomorrow, the other day they steal from you, they rob you, you find thieves and they take out whatever you've bought. So that is what they call captivity. But these businesses today, things run well. It happens financially. But if it comes continuously, so that is a curse. It is bondage. That is how my pastor explained to me. He told me even sowing, and giving. You hear that? And giving some sacrifices. I asked him, what are sacrifices? He told me a sacrifice. I'm giving an example. You've been given 2,000 shillings. But 2,000 shillings is really much. During those days, 2,000 shillings was like 2 million today. So you pray and say, I won't eat. Hunger will afflict you for 2-3 days. And then you offer that money as a sacrifice. That means you're fighting against the spirit of poverty. Then I said, okay. I started giving a sacrifice with 200 shillings. I would have supper in that. At St. Tema. At this time in such an evening, there is a lady who would bring a big saucepan of cassava, cooked cassava, and a saucepan of cooked beans. 100 shillings, 4 pieces of cassava, and 100 shillings, like 2 spoons of beans. They would pour it into the polythene bag where they have put the cassava, and they tie it up and they give it to you. 200 shillings. I would feed on that per day. So giving it was a sacrifice. And I said today I won't eat. Remember, I didn't have lunch. Someone had given me 200 shillings. A voice told me, start giving sacrifice. I slept hungry and offered a sacrifice of 200 shillings. That is how they fight against the spirit of misery and poverty. 200 shillings. Really, that it was a sacrifice. When I offered it, I spent a full week without anyone giving me 200 shillings. Hunger afflicted me, and Satan reminded me about the 200 shillings. You offered the money and see now how you're hungry. I said, you know, Satan, though I would have enjoyed that money that day, now it is a full week. What would I have had for this week? Also, you answer the devil. Don't just keep believing whatever he tells you. Don't remind him. I told the devil, if I had enjoyed the 200 shillings, now it is a full week. What would I have eaten for the full week? Would I have eaten it and get it back? Then I got to know that Satan, Jesus defeated him through answering him. Hunger is afflicting you for a child of God. turn stones into bread. And Jesus said it is written, man shall not live only by bread, but by every word that comes from God. So he defeated him that way. Please don't open up your mind to the devil. Okay, let him speak whatever he wants, but answer him first. So you shouldn't capture your mind. Satan can use your mind without knowing. Thinking you're normal, but Satan captured you and he uses you. But you cannot get to understand that. Few people understand it's God it's Satan using me, not God. That is why we need sacred wisdom. Sacred wisdom contains with the ways of Satan. Sacred wisdom is power. By the end of this month, if you've not really taken anything, you, whatever is being preached, please perceive something and hold on to it and say, I picked out this. Hold on to that. You will find something later. Praise be to the Lord. Let me tell you, this world, it is wise people who enjoy it. I'm telling you the truth, though it is out there in the world. The non-born again, those who sacrificed and received sacred wisdom have material things. Praise be to the Lord. They're the ones who have great things. You sit and count. Did you hear about the other rich man? Did you hear about the other rich woman? Did you hear about the other rich man? You're just there to count rich people. When will they talk about you? For them to become that they're out of words, and they asked what is the next step. They saw those other people who had gotten rich, so they asked them, and some asked them, will you really manage? It is hard or difficult. It takes life. Then someone said, I'm determined. Whatever it takes, I shall pay it. If you're determined, okay, I'll take you then. They are taken somewhere and they make them enter into certain covenants. You know most of them. That is happening out in the world. You know it. Someone goes out there and they make him make a covenant and come what may. Others swear that for me to stay for long when I'm poor, I better become rich and live for a short while. Then Satan says, what you've said, please sign here. They don't sign with pens. They don't use their thumbs, but they sign with blood. Do you understand that? Hear people. To live long when he's poor, he better live short when he's rich. So Satan really is happy with those covenants. As he has just come out rich and famous, then Satan kills him. Then they know he has left a lot of money. When he was about to enjoy it, he has died. They found him in his bed. You know, he fell sick a little. In the night he was taken to the hospital. The day he covenanted with the hates has come. There is no plead. It is you who entered into the covenant. Let me tell you that that side you think of, it's really hard. It is hard and you cannot manage it. Live in Jesus, who is gracious and compassionate. He won't ask for a goat, nor your first child, nor your last born. Jesus won't ask for your mother. He won't ask for your father. He won't ask for your sibling. He won't ask for your sister. Just follow God's principles. Prayer, fight against the enemy and fast. Genesis 17:1. Follow his ways. Whatever he tells you to do, do it. There is no sacrificing children in this. Jesus shed his blood and that was done. We don't have to shed more blood and get rich. Jesus' blood is sufficient. Amen. But the other side, it's not easy. Don't think wealth out there is easy. Those who are not yet saved out there would be rich today. all of them would be rich today. But why? There is entering into wealth. You have to do something that is not on Jesus' side. Praise be to the awesome God. Tell your neighbor, we need the spirit of wisdom and revelation and understanding and knowledge. Once you have both those that come from God, you shall do wise things, and they will wonder how you do it. They will ask you, where did you get the wisdom from that does the things? When people are crying, you won't be crying. Do you know people did a lot of things in COVID season, and some of you were mourning and crying? People were constructing houses. People were buying land. And you're just there, you know, we are dead. What shall we do? I'm traveling back to the village. I won't wait for this. When you traveled back to the village, what do you have today, and what did you go for? You know, your wisdom is possessed by the law of the enemy. Whatever happens in Kampala, the Lord tells you, run back to the village. The people, they left poor in the city. By the time they came back from the village, they had already become rich. Arcades were closed and people purchased lemons, mangoes, oranges, and people got rich through that. The new house she's living in today, she built it during COVID, selling ginger and oranges. She's living in a new house. You came back from the village after COVID and you're still renting. That kind of wisdom, we have to put it away from ourselves. When a problem comes, you say, I'm dead. A wise person should better run back to the village. Even those in the village do die. Who told you that village is heaven and eternity? That it is eternity. That when you run to the village, you shall receive life. No, you just become more poor. You know, for us, we stayed in the city. I preached every day on Fresh TV. And you were in your sitting rooms watching me, but I was here. I signed, I said I will never go back to the village. That is also a sacrifice. I said, Lord, let it rain or not, let me be poor or not. I have to go back to the village when I'm blessed. So I got lost within Jesus for 12 years. The village didn't know about me. They told my mother, your son is dead already. I died within Jesus. 12 years. 12 years I didn't lose any step in prayer because I was possessed with the Lord. They had dedicated me. You're dedicated into evil spirits and you're praying around in prayer and salvation. By the time you raise up your parents, those who couldn't even help their own child, you see that. So it has been Jesus Christ. They shouldn't lie to you that, you know what, Jesus does nothing, you brethrens. I used to see those of Pastor Kayanja testifying. I had Pastor Tom testifying when he used to ride an old bicycle. He would ride it on the way, and the front one tire was another side and the back one. He was driving a bicycle that wasn't straight. I had their testimonies. I said God can help me too. Brethren, if you don't set up one condition as you, No one will ever rise and stand before you and carry all your burdens. There is none. People just join a winner, a victor. Stop being angry with people. You know those people hate me. Why do they hate you? Because you have nothing. A person who has nothing is not loved by anyone. Even his own people hate him. The Bible says that even his relatives shun him away. Where is that? A poor person is shunned away by his own relatives. You're joking. Proverbs 19:7. Let me tell you so you understand and fight. No one will fight for you. You shall first win. Then people will come and fight for you. You know, if he has touched Pastor Twa, I will die with him. If I had failed, no one would have stood for me. You're joking. You're joking with prayers and the grace. We sought the Lord and we are called evil spirits. Please read.
Ngero 19 n'oyirirwa omusanvu. Omwavu baganda be bonna bamukyawa.
Repeat.
Omwavu.
Note it down in your diary. So you shouldn't go out cursing people. So and so hates me, okay? No one loves a poor person. Some of you go out cursing the world. You know, he has refused to help me, okay? A poor person is shunned away. If your sibling or relative shuns you away, what about the person you weren't born with? He doesn't want to know go. That's why my friend called me at Lubia Hill. After 2 months, he was tired of me. He told me, please go out. If I had some money by then, he would have said, live here maybe for how many years? He just chased me away after 2 months. What's wrong with you people? When he chased me away, I spent the night on his veranda. I didn't hear night dances. I cried out to the Lord for the whole night and said, I've been chased away, Lord. So give me an accommodation. I thought because of praying much, he will have given you a building in Muyenga. He took me to church. He told me, live there until I come back. People, I know what they call seeking the Lord. Leave alone these fake things. A person calls himself a pastor and you don't know who nurtured him. And when did he seek the Lord? And when was he delivered? And when did he seek under his pastor for him to become a pastor today? But I know what I'm telling you. If it is seeking the Lord, I'll give you all the tactics how to seek God, or plans. How do they seek the Lord? You have to die somehow and then find Jesus. Okay? Repeat. Proverbs 19:7.
Omwavu baganda be bonna bamukyawa. Mikwano gye tebasinga nnyo kumwewala. Abayigganya n'ebigambo naye nga bagenze.
No one can stand for you. You know, you cry and cry. They go. Praise be to the awesome God. Stop cursing people. You know, they will be in trouble. You know, they will also have trouble. I will also live well. You know, I will also leave that alone and seek the Lord. No one wants a poor person. They really chased me away when I was singing like this. I looked in his face. He who said will stand for me. Just 2 months was just enough for him to tell me. He told me, no, don't worry, you can live here. After 2 months, the very person told me, get out. And I wasn't having their food on a daily basis. You know, I set a condition in myself. Some of you don't know, if someone is accommodating you, he's just helping you. When they buy matoke, meat and rice, don't eat. Tell them, you know, now I'm fasting, but when inside of you you're really dying. That is what they call dying. Why? So you will be able to live there for long. These things of enjoying people's food when you don't even put something, it is really annoying. God bless you, sir. It is annoying. But some of you are being accommodated. They have bought their chicken and rice. As they are going to serve the food, you sit first. Before they serve the food, you're swallowing saliva and saliva. It's you who washes your hands first. And you know you're not even ashamed. There is a way you finish the soup first. Please add me more soup. You know they will get tired of you. What are you asking for? What did you add on? Sometimes they will give me something and I say no. What I was looking for is for me to have that shelter, for me to keep living there. You don't know what confuses people like food. You see it? You of you will say, let me go live with sister so and so. You know, she's a fellow girl. She's renting. Let me live with her. If you live there for a full month without adding something onto her, then I will call that Sister Jesus. The sister will tell you, if things are really hard for you, you can come and live with me. But money for your car, you don't even top up. And you iron on a daily basis. You know, don't think you shall lose your life and be buried. We die like eating. You know, they bought their blue band, the margarine, and blood, the bread, they enjoy it in the morning. They take tea and bread and go to work. Please don't dare touch the bread and the blue band. Just let it be. Tell the person next to you, die in that. They find you with that tin of margarine. You're also putting on your bread. What do you add on to them? And you know you're really standing. You know you're spreading margarine on. Failing this, I'll go to sister so and so. Good enough, they like me. I told my children already. I told them those people who liked you today like you because I'm still living. But the moment I die and you have nothing, they won't even get to know that you were children's pastor. Someone will never even get to know it's me who casted away the demon. I told my children, I normally tell them, my children, what I want them to know is not to trust in people more, that because people like them. They like them because I'm still living. Should I live tomorrow and see whether there is anyone who will like my child anymore? I tell my children when I'm still living, male child who is doing nothing, all of them are doing something. I'm training them. Tomorrow I might leave this world. And how will they live? Pastors, we haven't really trained our children. Your child is a grown-up but still feeding on milk. You've kept him in bed. At 10 he's still in bed and he's a male child. That is not in my family. It's not there. I teach them how the world runs. And that is what they call sacred wisdom. Okay, if I've left something for them, will they be able to run it and then it will leave? Will they be able to keep the legacy? For example, I've died, fresh TV. Among my children, who can run it well? Who? Who will stand and say, you know, Father used to do this and that? Or maybe they will sit, sell it and share the money. They will enjoy that money and finish it. And they will stay poor. You see the spirit of wisdom? You have children who are grown-ups, but where are they? You've refused to bring your children to church. God bless you. You're just there. You shall suffer in old age. Your child will want to kill you and take the little you have, but that child is a child of a born again. You're seated, you have children of 20 years, but they no longer fellowship. You've refused to sit and teach them about the world. The world hasn't ended yet. The world hasn't ended yet. I was with two girls, Nakato and Nifa. I told them, you see me, I was born alone. I have no brother we can sit and console ourselves. But I told them, getting to this, what have I done? Tell your children the truth. Amen. I told them I suffered in Kampala. And how have I gotten to the level I'm on today? And I was speaking to girls. I was building something in them. If they don't perceive it, it is up to them. You have children, you're praying, and your girls are there. You have boys' beards are coming out, but you've never sat with your children. Your children has beards today, but you've not sat with him to show him the world. Tell your neighbor, your son will hit you with an iron bar. When you are born again and you have the spirit upon you, he will kill you because he wants that house. Why haven't you spoken to the neighbor? That child of yours, your flesh, that child of yours, tell your neighbor, he will cut short your life. He will say, you know, Father is not dying. He will hit you with an iron bar. He will come wearing a mask in the night. He knows the door and then breaks it. And then he will make a sound through that mask. Bring the money. He will hit you with an iron bar. The following day will say, you know, murderers killed him, but it is your son. He wants that house. So he takes the land title to the bank. He wants money. He will enjoy the money. He wasn't trained. He will enjoy the money with women and girls. So he will lose it all. And he will be called up by the world, and they will say he was a child of a pastor. He was a child of a born again. Parents, you should also receive separate wisdom. Sit and talk to your children. Okay, try. Try. Whoever perceives it will. Maybe among the four you might get. Among the four you might get one who will help others. You see, I have my children. I look at one by one, how they think, how they talk. I say this when they're even hearing. I look for a child. What if I die? Whom do I keep my secrets with? Who is understanding among all of them? Do you understand that? That is what a wise parent does. Look at your children. When you leave this world, who will care for the others? And the legacy you've left, who will keep it? Now I weigh all of them. I say this when they are hearing. Yes, that is how I am and that is what I am. I weigh everyone's brains. If I leave the world, who? In our family, I'm the second last born. Though we are not born by same mothers, but I'm the second last born. But it is me who was given to be the caretaker. Some are 50, 60. But it is me who has all the documents. He saw something in me. And what do you see in your children? You're just there nurturing murderers. You're bringing up who? Among your children, do you have a pastor? If you have an apostle, how prepared have you prepared him? There is a day I will sit with all of them. I'll take them into a prayer place. I want to know whatever they are. I have apostles, pastors. I'll do it after I've prayed alone. I want to know their callings according to them. I'll tell everyone what to do as they prepare for their calling. How have you nurtured yours? That is what they call secret wisdom. A person with secret wisdom trains his children, and he discovers whatever his child is, and he helps the children to grow up in that. Have you done that? Mine are adults, now they can discern because I speak to them. But some of you have children, they are not even behaved. You even fear to call her out when visitors are around because he will shame you. You have a child, he finds visitors at home and he just bypasses and go because he's on phone. What are you bringing up? Good enough I don't visit your homes. I would have slapped your child when you're seeing. Say, Pastor, live in your home. Live in your home. I visited a place that called me to pray and children were climbing all over the chairs. One was touching my head. I kept quiet because that wasn't my home. I would have left a curse behind on that child. That's why I don't go out in people's homes. You know, they stopped me. You're casting away demons in their home and children are laughing. You're casting away demons in their home and children are laughing. Don't call me. Knowing you have such children, I will slap your child and you will wonder about my salvation. Have you heard anyone saying amen? Say, Pastor, live in your home. We don't want you in our homes. And what are you bringing up? Please talk to your children. Where you failed, yes. Whoever will listen to you will. Not all of them will listen to what you're saying. I also try. You know, I'm not really wise. You know, I'm great. But I try. At least I will get out one who will understand what I would be saying. What I know, God will never forsake me. At least I will get one who will understand what I say. At least I will sit with that one aside and show that child all my secrets. Praise be to the Lord. Yes. So he will help these ones who don't understand anything. I suffered. I told them, you know, I suffered and I don't want you to suffer. I was speaking with two girls. I don't want you to suffer. I want you to have knowledge. I want you to have understanding. And understand me. Because once I leave you now, everyone will just chase you away. Ask them a question. Show me another father you have. The moment I die, he will bring you together. Show him to me. There is none. I told them now, try now. Whatever you do, do it when I'm still living. Where I have to help you, I will. Where you have to help yourself, help yourself. And get married to understanding men. Though he doesn't have a lot of material things, but when he has a dream and he reads about it, you know, he has taken his first step unto his dream. Let that one marry you. So whoever will understand will. Sacred wisdom. Sacred wisdom. I have even talked to children. I've advised children who are not mine. I sit with them and tell them about the world. I have gotten children who say, Pastor, I want you to advise me. I tell them, sit. But children who have followed whatever I say, you see their future is bright at their age. You know, their way of thinking is different. Amen. I even advise people who are older than me. I am old, but there are those who are older than me. Yes, they call me. There is a man who told me, I see you at church on Fresh TV. When you're speaking out wise words, I want you to visit me in my office. I go today and visited him. He said, I want you to pray for me to have wisdom. Amen. As you see me, and when someone wants it, I don't know the words I say where they come from. Someone goes out and does it, and then he breaks through. I eat offerings of the advice I give people. You advise me to do this and that. Now take this. Take this. Pastor, please. Pastor, this. Pastor, this. You advised me. Brethren, if you don't cry out for sacred wisdom, this human wisdom has a limit. It has a law that was imposed on it. Ancestral spirits say you will never exceed this. The forefather didn't exceed this. So stop there. But the divine wisdom breaks through in every situation. It breaks forth. It overcomes demons. Divine wisdom can cast away demons. Praise be to the Lord. That is what we need in this month. You have the brains, but a law is imposed on them. We have people who are really educated. They have really performed well. But when you look at them all the time they have spent after education, they are there and they make chapatis. Know that education helps you to know, but not to understand. Never say so and so is educated and you know he understands everything. Discern between education and understanding. Education helps us to know the ways of doing things. Knowing what you didn't know before. But it is not understanding. It is not revelation. Amen. So let's fight hard for the Lord to be broken away from us. The most number of people seated here with your forefathers, their ancestral spirits, don't deny it, though you've never seen it before. There are clans, the ancestral spirits stopped in the generation of your grandfather. When your father came in, he didn't practice sorcery. But he's still in the covenant of ancestral spirits because he didn't get saved. He didn't denounce it. Most of you haven't seen your fathers practicing sorcery, but your forefathers practiced sorcery. Pastor, how do I get to know that my forefathers practiced sorcery and I have never seen my father practicing it or practicing rituals? It is the situation upon you. You always dream of snakes. That means your forefather did something. You dream when you're falling into long pits. You dream when snakes are chasing you. You dream when a cow is chasing you. There are certain times you find a herd of cows. So you see that? When you look around of what I'm teaching, and your father didn't build a shrine, where did sorcerism come from? And what caused this failure? When you look back, it is your forefather who practiced sorcery. Your father denied and said, I won't get into that. Denying it without getting saved doesn't get him out of the other covenant. He is still in it. he breaks it away and it gets away from him after getting saved. So if your father doesn't get saved and you the children don't get saved, whatever your forefather did possesses you and it stands before you and it contends with your destiny and your blessings. Your forefather brought us, and why should you put us aside? We shall impose the law on you. Number one, you shall never be blessed. Number two, you shall be failures. Though you start up things, you never complete them. Wherever you go, you will be rejected. It will impose rejection upon you. Those are the laws in the clans. You see that. You fight with demons you don't know. You dream when people are fighting for you, but both of them are naked. These ones are fighting for you, but they are wearing back clothes. Those ones are calling you, but they are wearing skins of goats and cows. So you come out of the dream and ask, what's this? That means there is sorcerism in those generations. You get a rise. Your father refused to do it. But because of him denying it without getting saved, you know, he has grown old with nothing. It imposed the law against him. He has refused to serve us. He has refused to sacrifice for us. So now they are talking about your father. He has refused to sacrifice for us as his father. We've imposed the law against him. He won't live happily. Even his children, when they do the same thing, we shall make them lose wisdom. They will never do anything. Rather, we've seen those things upon us. You've seen it, you're educated, but you have no future. A primary 7 dropout is better than you, a graduate. You cannot even get to him. Ancestral spirits impose the law against you. Praise be to the Lord. Praise be to the awesome one. Proverbs 3:33. The Lord is curses and the wicked is house. You hear that? When you see things are tight and you're possessed with losses, you always dream of the dead snakes falling into long pits, flying in space. You dream when cows are chasing you. You're sharing with the dead, dining with the dead. You know that before foundations weren't good. Praise be to the awesome God. There is something you have to fight against. The most number of us seated here, our foundations are not good. Our foundations were sorcerism. Praise be to the awesome God. You man who is holding the camera, listen to me. If you don't pray seriously, you won't have children. You won't have children with your wife. Arise and pray. So let's have knowledge. Godly knowledge. Let's enter into sacred wisdom. Whatever happens to me, God has allowed it to happen. But God has given me revelation and knowledge. What I've not seen, it is up to Him. And what I have seen, I know what to do. Praise be to the awesome God. Don't see anything happen to me and then you ask, why has it happened? There is something that God lets to happen and see. And because I have revelation, I don't know everything. Don't joke with the gift God has given you. Human wisdom has a limit. It is cursed. So arise and be delivered from the human wisdom, and God will give you separate wisdom that is divine. Truly in a short while, your siblings will say you bewitched them and you became rich. But you receive separate wisdom that performs things they don't know. I've told you that and you will hear it. I think he went that side and he bewitched us so he may become rich. They will tell you all that. They told me that And they weren't knowing that I'm saved. I denounced ancestral spirits and casted them away for 12 years, and they left me. And I am a servant of Christ. Amen. They are there saying, I sacrificed them. I sacrificed them to become poor, and I live well. They don't know that I got saved. For the 12 years I spent when they weren't seeing me saying I'm dead, where was I? Where was I? I had dedicated my life to die for Christ to raise it again and to become what I am today that they are talking about. Amen. Read the scripture, we declare leave this place. There are many, but it's time. But I told you by 10 we shall be leaving this place. Praise be to the awesome God. But we need time. We need to cast into the depth. And we need even to ask questions. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 19.
naye bwe munaagaananga ne mujeemanga munaalibwanga n'ekitala.
Do you know this word?
Kubanga akamwa ka Mukama
His body and tongues like a demon. By the time they said that, let me tell you, I had buried my body. Once you hear people saying such words about you, that is what they call burying the body. I buried my body before. I had no clothing, but I didn't mind. I had no shoes, but I didn't mind. You know where there are people there celebrating. I died. Those who used to live within the church, today they find you and they say, but you man, what did you do? There is someone I told, first of all, I knew my troubles and I knew who had to help me. It was God alone. I sought Jesus' brethren, and I saw Jesus, not this one in the photographs, but I saw Jesus himself, and he spoke to me. Jesus himself. How would life have changed if I hadn't seen Jesus? How would it have changed? People who see Jesus physically change. Leave this Jesus you see. You say, I saw Jesus, but it was a spiritual husband. When a person sees Jesus, he changes. They shouldn't lie to you. Yesterday he saw Jesus, tomorrow he sees Jesus, another day he sees Jesus, the whole week he's seeing Jesus. We have such born agains. I saw Jesus. But a person who sees Jesus and you never change, what's happening? That is not Jesus, it's a spiritual husband. Tell the person next to you, that is not Jesus, but it's a spiritual husband. People dream of Nabuzana. They say the Holy Spirit visited them. Nabuzana is a spirit that wears like nuns. It wears like those nuns, those of you who don't know where. I saw the Holy Spirit covering himself in an image of a woman. Then you even say, you know, the way you see the sisters, the nuns, that's how I saw it. You tell the person next to you, if it was the Holy Spirit, your life would have changed. That is Nabuzana following you. It is Nabuzana that you see in visions. I saw Jesus. And you know, Jesus confused me a little. He asked for love. That is a spiritual husband, Muliro. And you still don't understand that a spiritual husband has come in form of Jesus. Satan comes in any image. He can even possess Jesus' image. He can even possess your pastor's image, and he comes and uses you. So in your own wisdom, you say, I dreamt of the pastor using me. Where will you find me? That is your spiritual husband. The Bible says sometimes Satan seems to be the angel of light. He comes in form of Jesus. And then he takes away your things, then go, Muliro, now I understood him, I will cast him away. We need sacred wisdom. So we make sacred things that amazes people. We should get out of pain. It is we who pray every year, and we always in services, we stay hungry, fighting against something. I don't know whether some of you understand what you're fighting against. A person who was fat, you grow thin like a stick. Okay, grow thin. But when tomorrow your body will come again, when you have testimonies. Yes, it happens. It happens that we bury the body and you become thin and you become pale. Yes, it happens. But tomorrow, after you losing your body, but tomorrow you will have it again and they will call you blessed. When it is you talking to others, when it is you blessing others. Praise be to the awesome God. Amen. Let's read one more scripture and declare the one of Pharaoh. Go give the sacrifice as you asked. Birds, your herds, your flocks should stay behind. Don't touch any. Do you hear that law? You hear the law? So how will you serve without money? If God asks for a sacrifice, what will you offer him? Disagree with that law until it has broken away from you. You've entered into the city, but you'll go back to village with nothing. And why should you go back to the village when you're saved? I expect you, as we are reading this scripture, to have your own kingdom. Stop seeing whenever you have fever, you see the other place where you're going to be buried. When you got out of that home, you have no inheritance. Your inheritance is in Kampala. I always ask the Lord, give me a chance. So I get my own village. I won't be buried in Toronto, Chabazala. I denounce it even today. May God help me and hear me out. I won't be buried on the other graveyard where all other people were buried. No. When he took out Abraham, he gave him a garden, and that is where he was buried. To these days, I'm demanding for my land. Okay. Amen. For you to go put in the middle of those who died practicing sorcery, and demons are still drumming from there. They sing day and night, and they say, we had voices of the dead out. Then you ask, what do they sing? Are they godly songs? No, they are songs of ancestral spirits and twins. For them to lay my body there when I'm saved? No. I denounce it when I'm standing in the pulpit, and my God will help me out. For the end to come, the Bible says it's the dead, those who died in our Lord Jesus will resurrect fast. They will meet with him. For me to lie there and they hold my feet when I'm coming out to meet Jesus. You know, please, don't leave us. Don't leave us. For Jesus to leave me behind.
Fire.
Remember how many people were buried there already? In the other graveyard house. Now count 6 months to come. The half of the year. The next 6 months. What will happen? As we end the year on 31st of December, what will you feel? And what will you point at? You will say, at least, this is where I will stand. And then in 2023, when I have gotten more things, when I have them, Lord, when God asks for a sacrifice, I will be having it. You will say, Moses had the spirit of revelation and said, no, you have to have revelation in this. He said, we're not leaving this place. Our God, how shall we serve him when we've left all our things behind? He is the only one who had the revelation. As you see, the pastor might have the spirit of revelation, but those he's preaching to don't understand. What will overcome for you is sacred wisdom and revelation. Sacred wisdom and revelation move together. I mean the revelation of God. There is no revelation from your late father that will work for you. No revelation from your father in the village that will take you forth. No revelation from your biological mother that will be helpful. For them, they have stopped there, and that is where they stop. So they're looking at you, but even the one they're looking at, he's just there, useless. Say in Jesus' name, I am going to break grace. Lord, I have to break grace. If they're still living, they will look and see and say, at least we got her out of all our children. Let that be upon you. Amen. Let it be upon you. But a woman produces children and they're all lost. I am just one, but I'm not a loss to my parent. One. But I'm better than 10 children she would have had when they're helpless. You too. You too. How many of you still have your mothers? You're really many good for you. Thank the Lord that your mother is still living. Pray for her to live. Though she's really staying, but it is you will save her. What God is going to do in you is going to save your mother without fighting with her.
Hallelujah.
Amen. Is mine still fighting with me? Does she? She's my mother. My mother, but now I seem to be the father. Before we were joking and I told her, now I'm your father. I told her, now I'm your father. I told her. I said, if you're disagreeing, he's your father. Who? Who is standing for you? You stood for me. You struggled with me. Now I am a man. But now you can no longer do anything. Now it's me who is your father. I told her, disagree with me. She said, you're the one, what will I do? You're the one, yes. I am just one, but I'm helpful. I'm responsible. I'm telling you, pray, you're responsible. You have a hand on you. You have a finger upon you. And people with the hand of God upon them. These things of prayer, we force them. And don't blame them. A law was imposed on them. Whatever the devil knew that comes from God, it has a finger of God upon it. He torments it. That's why you're like 18 or 5 or 6. But it is you who was dedicated among all of them. Why? You have a great destiny. You're the one to open up for your siblings. You're the one who will do something and your siblings will ask, can a person have such? They will also rise in their brains and stand and do whatever you do, and they'll be able to progress you. You're losing for yourself and you're the key of the family. Once you fail, all of them will die of poverty. Yes. Ask yourself, why among all your siblings it's you who is born again? Why? And your salvation is not something easy. You really feel you love Jesus. Hold on to it. He's going to turn you into a responsible person. She was kneeling down to thank me because of the harm. I said it is God who has done it. See how your biological mother kneels before you and then shakes hands with you and says, thank you, thanks be to your God. Ask the person next to you, do you really believe your mother will tell you so? Ask that person. She will kneel down and say, praise be to your God, my child. Arise up on your feet and we pray. Stand up on your feet, please. And we contend with the law and leave this place. Let's contend with the law and leave this place. As he reads for us, what did Moses say? That is what they call revelation. Moses said words. Verse 25.
Kikugwanidde nate okutwa mikono gyaffe saddaaka n'ebiweebwayo ebyokebwa tuweeyo saddaaka eri Mukama Katonda waffe era n'amagana gaffe galigenda naffe.
You hear that? Tell Satan, I'm going with my blessing. Whatever you took from me, I want it. I'm not leaving it behind. I am going with it all. I'm not leaving anything behind. Because along the journey of my God, I have to give sacrifices. We are not leaving behind even a hoof, maybe a shepherd goat or cows, not even what we are going with all of it.
Kubanga kitugwanidde okuzitwalako tuweereze Mukama Katonda waffe.
There is no way you will serve God, you born again, watching you fresh TV, and you is here without money. You're just lying to yourself. You need money in ministry. You will fail when you have no money. There is Moses saying so. He was speaking to Pharaoh. He was making them leave their things behind. He who had the revelation said no. You have to give us all our possessions. So contend with the Lord. I tell it, all my things you took, I am going with it. Give it to me right now. Please raise up your hands. Whoever has given an offering, whoever is giving a seed, whoever is giving a sacrifice, God, may He answer you 100 and more. In Jesus' name, may He do you good. May He make you increase. May you get out of insufficient things. All of you people give 1,000 shillings like young children. There is a law you have to contend with. The least you will be giving $1,000. The least will be $100. In Jesus' name. The Lord says, let them have money, but they will only have 1,000 notes. Though they call those who are offering it, she will offer 1,000 shillings. People, raise up your hands, please. Say today, Lord, I present my spirit to you. I give my life to you. In Jesus' name, the Nazarene. Galatians 3:13. You overcame for us the curse in the law. Oh, the law of the curse. Today, every law that was imposed on me, I command it. Let it speed all my possession. In Jesus' name. Now start commanding the Lord. Start commanding it. That you, Lord, I tell you, like Moses. When Moses told Pharaoh, we deserve. You deserve to give us all our possession. Lord, how will we serve our Lord? What will we serve our God with? When we've left the law of ancestral spirits, the law of demons, the law of jinns. Some of you it's witchcraft. Someone bewitched you and said she will never exceed that. Though she goes to Kampala, she will come back with nothing. You have such a person in your village. Some of you have them in the clan. They are in your family. They are contending with your living in Kampala. They are contending with what you do in Kampala. When they heard that you've gotten saved, they say that she has gotten saved. She thinks that will save her. No. Cast away that law, they will hear you out. Cast away that law, they will hear you out. They will change whatever they were saying about you. They will say, but you know, she has left us behind. But don't you think she sacrificed us? Don't you think she sacrificed us for her to become that? These prayers you're making right now, they don't obey, but they are going to break away the law from you. So break it. Fight against the law. Denounce it. Attack. Attack. Attack and have a good ending. Fight and have a good ending. Fight and have a good ending. There is no one you admire today. Maybe it's a person out there when he didn't sacrifice to become what he is today. That's why even the world poor people are many. Those are the ones who have not given sacrifices. For us to be like that and be like the world, when Jesus shed his blood for us, we don't need to sacrifice for you to fail. Jesus said pray unceasingly, and he told you again, never stop fellowshipping the way others do. Through fellowshipping you receive your prophecy. Through fellowshipping you've come to a place for God to speak unto your life. Fellowshipping you've come to the Lord's altar that is not in your home. This is the place God chose. Come and give sacrifices always of your dreams, of your marriages. On them for all years. Perform the miracle for Israel. He can remove this law from me, the law of poverty, the law of death, when I'm poor. So he prayed. The Bible says Jabez, and God granted him his request, and he was more honorable than his brothers. He sought the Lord, he prayed. Those you see today have prayed fast. I'm speaking of all children out of your mother, and she said they will never be blessed, they will never perform great things. So contend with the law of the way. So break the ancestral law. Break the land we live this place. Contend with it, brethren. You shall not be like that forever. One day you shall be in a great ministry. One day you shall be standing in a great business. One day you shall all say, I prayed and he heard me. We are getting out of this life. We are getting out of it. In the altar of enough is enough. To break the law, to break it down. Jabez broke the law when he sought the Lord, and she prayed. People, Esther, she broke the law when she prayed and fasted for 3 days. She broke the law of the kingdom of Jabez. Esther was a woman like you, and she told Mordecai, she said the one she said, give him the news. Let all the Jews fast. Let them pray for 3 days. When that was Esther, she had declared, she said, I too, with my servant girls we shall fast. What is not in the law, after the 3 days, Esther said, I'm going to see the king. She was a woman like you. Esther represents you, woman. Don't say that is for men. So break it. Cancel it out. I promise you in Jesus' name. Tomorrow you shall not be the same. These prayers are changing your life. These prayers are changing your destiny. Tomorrow you shall see different people fighting. You shall be testifying. You shall be employing them. You shall be the owner of money. Your pastor who will be standing. And a person who will be standing. A prophet who will be standing. That is what you're entering into tomorrow. So work for it through prayers. Great things are worked for. Great things you pay sacrifices for it. Cancel that law. So cancel the law. David, he broke the law when he strengthened himself in the law. So he broke the law of being raided. He attacked them. He struck them. And he broke the law of being robbed. And he successfully succeeded. Whom should I tell you about? Who? You need to pray. musajja gwe weetaaga essaala, young man you need to pray, mukazi gwe weetaaga okusaba, young man you have to pray. Menya etteeka ly'omubi. So break the law of the evil. David broke the law of being robbed. You too, you are robbed. Demons and evil spirits took away your blessing. They robbed your wisdom. So break that law. What David did is strengthen himself in the Lord, and he was pleased before the Lord. So he attacked them. So attack you've been by the blood of Jesus. The Lord is pleased to bring back your things. The Lord is pleased for you to break the law of the curse. You look at all your siblings with your mother. You're useless. You're not helping her. You know, she looks at you and you give her nothing. So break the law. Break the law. Sometimes she says that you will die when I've not worn the clothes of my child. So break that law. Break the law. Your parents are complaining. You have children and you just lose. And you see other people's children. They bring sugar to their mothers. They leave the city where they are happy. But my children, what did I carry in my womb? And your mother complains. So break the law. You can be a mighty woman. You can be a woman who is mighty when you can even construct a house for your mother, and you even put servants for her. So break the law. Break the law. Break the law. You can be a mighty man and you help your parents, and you even put people to take care of her and buy her a car to travel. It is very possible with you. So break the law. Break the law. You know, she was always proud of you, saying my child is mine. When she grows, she will help me. The more you've grown, the more you're irresponsible. So break the law, break the law. You get lost within prayer. It will bring you out. It brought out Jabez. Jabez was possessed with poverty. He was possessed with poverty, like the one possessing you today. And what did he do? Jabez prayed. Don't you think he was challenged during prayer? He was challenged and he said, when the challenges are standing, I want gold. He who divided the sea and they crossed over, that is the one I want, to take away this poverty from me. So he said, Lord, it shouldn't hurt my spirit. Said, poverty hurts my spirit. Insufficient things hurt my life. They make my life tired. So break the law. We only have 15 minutes to leave this place. So break the law. Contend with that thing. Contend with that voice that discourages you. Others are fellowshipping and you're out there. Others on the altar and you're just out there. You're just spoiling your years. You're just wasting your years. Those who haven't helped you, you blame them. You're just wasting your years. Those who have not helped you, you curse them. So break that thing. Contend with that thing. Let it lose your wisdom. Let it lose your brain. Let it lose your soul. Let it lose your spirit. So you're receiving sacred wisdom from God. So you may perform things and they'll ask you, where did you get the wisdom from? Today is Wednesday wind. Jesus died on the third day, he resurrected. Today make the law lose something. So break it. Like Esther. She was a woman. You know, she's a woman who declared the fasting. 3 days dry fasting. No food, no drink. She also grow in the same way your mother was. When you look at your paternal aunties, that is where you're heading to. You even lose hope and say, you know, our things are always like that. You even say that is our limit. No, exceed that. Exceed that. You will tell about it. They're saying in Motuno, a wooden building built with tiles. Those who were there before in the wooden building, they already left and they are different people today. They are totally different. And that is how you're going to be. You shall come in a well-built house and tell people we were here before and the church wasn't built by them. Yes, yes. Overcome that thing. Overcome that serpent. Overcome that serpent in form of a load. Overcome that person who has the load. Overcome that card that has the load. Overcome that crocodile that attacks you in your dreams. The law has imposed in it. So attack it. Whatever you dream of, that is what controls the law. That is when you will get to know that the law is upon. Those dead people, it's what shows the law. That has bound you never to get out of one place. You always dream of the other sorcerer in the village. Get to know that is witchcraft. Once you dream of a sorcerer, get to know that is witchcraft. Someone went there and bewitched you, and that is the person you see in your dreams. So strike it. Strike it. You shall enter in a cathedral when we've built it. You will find someone and say, praise be to the Lord. We prayed here when there wasn't a building like this. We prayed in this place when there were no tiles. But praise be to the Lord, the floor is tiled. But also God did us good. He heard our prayers. You will tell them, I'm coming from United Kingdom. I'm in United States. You don't have a big so iron that stands in your way. I put it down nicely in Nairobi. May God give you strength to make money in Nairobi. May He give you all strength in Nairobi. Everybody look at you and say, where did she get the wisdom from? Nancy, I pray for you. I pray for your child, that one who is graduate. May she be a blessing. May God bless her hands. In Jesus' name, I pray for all your children, Nancy. In Jesus' name, I pray for the girl who graduated. May she be a blessing in this world. I pray for the boy too. May your children be blessings in this world. I contend with the law, and I break it, the one that follows them. It will never see them. I break it. Fire. Let the Lord lose you in Jesus' name. Those of you in Canada, I break the law that contains with the works of your hands. You are in Iraq. I contend with the law of not being paid in time. That contends with you having great things. Let it lose you in Jesus' name. I break it in Jesus' name. Fire, fire, fire. Nantongo, Bridget, Nantonga in Saudi Arabia. I pray for you and break the law that says let her go out, but she will never be paid in time. She will never have anything. So I break the law, Nantonga. Let it lose you in Jesus' name. Lord, deliver Nantonga from the law of not having things, of having enough. I break it, let it lose her life. In Jesus' name, the Nazarene. Najuko. I break the law of the royal clan. Najuko, I break the law of the royal clan. Demons of the royal clan. Najuko, I break it away from your life. In Jesus' name, Najuko. And I cover your name in the blood of Jesus. Let that condition stop. I break it from you. That one of the royal clan. Demons, evil spirits of the royal clan that follow your blessing. Najuko, I break it. In Jesus' name, I break the law from you.
Semwanga Benjamin.
Semwanga Benjamin.
Mpakanyeteka.
I contend with the law that has been following you, that you will never have enough money, you will never exceed where you are. I contend with the law, Semwanga, in Jesus' name, the Nazareth. I break it away from your life. Let it lose you. Let it break down. Let it lose. Never to follow you. Semwanga Benjamin, I've prayed for you today. As I break the law, let it lose you. In Jesus' name, I've prayed for you and I believe those have not measured things. May the Lord do you good. I pray for whoever is watching me on Fresh TV, as we are in the month of contending with the Lord, that contends with our blessing and vision, our creation, sorcerism, ancestral spirits and witches. Send your names. Send your names, please. So we break the law. Those watching me on Fresh TV, send your name. So I start praying with you. We are breaking the law. You work and you never pay. It says let her work and sweat. Let her work hard, but she'll never have anything. So send your name. All of you watching me in different countries and in different cities, send your names, please. And I pray with you. So we contend with what contends with us. So we break the law. Esther broke the law of the kingdom of Jamhel, the king of Judah, the Jews in kingdom of Jamhel. So she declared, she prayed and fasted. She broke the law and death moved away. You can also break the law today in Jesus' name. The month of June, whoever is watching me on Fresh TV, send your names. Send your names. And we pray with you. So the Lord breaks away from you. Those of you in Saudi Arabia, send your names. If you left Saudi Arabia in Uganda, say, Pastor, now I'm in Uganda. Send your name. Those of you in Abu Dhabi, those of you in Dubai, those of you in Qatar, please send your names. So we break the law that follows your name, never to progress. Maybe witchcraft shall break. Send your names to break the law in Jesus' name.
Wakanya okuweereza kwa omukisa gwange Yesu nange nzijukira olinnya Yesu lina bye nnina okukola bye nnina okumaliriza neyeteeka ligira nerigolokola nerigamba nate katumugezeeko tulabe ku mulundi guna nga tunaamusinga nyimiridde nange okuliwakanya ng'omusumba mulinnya Yesu nange mpakanya etteeka eryo erinteekako ekkomo ebigolokoko okugoberera ndimenya ndikotola ndisibandye yambula omaaso gange gyendaga olibadde linkulemera ndimenya olibadde liyimirira okumpakanya ndisiba ndyokya muliro ndyeyambula eryekika ky'engo omusaayi gw'abengo omutumbwe za kita kyeyambula okuva mu ntumbwe z'abajjajjange nga zifugibwa etteeka ery'obwavu ery'okulemererwa Yesu Kristo nzijjayo mu ntumbwe zaabwe ez'omusa okuliko etteeka ery'obwavu baragaana n'amagombe ne baragaana n'abafu olwaleero nzijjako etteeka okuva ku bajjajja mu ntumbwe zaabwe omusaayi gwa jjayo muzira n'omukisa gwe olinyaliza nze nzuuna neme kusabira balala nze ndabike ng'alekeddwa Yesu onyamba nange nesabira nange mmenya etteeka erimpakanya nti ojja kukoma ku ebyo ndimenya ndiwakanya ndisuuza buli kyange kyonna abyapa byange ebizimbe bya apartments nsuuza etteeka lite olyoka embeere n'ebyokuweereza nabyo Mukama Katonda wa olinnya Yesu omenya etteeka eryateekebwa ku ntumbwe za ssebo olinnya Yesu omenya etteeka eryateekebwa ku ntumbwe za jjajja musajja mwenva kitange mwanva nze nenva mu za kita naye nga zezimu nkyekotolako nkyabya nkikotola ekyetteeke ery'ekikolimo eryatusibaho okulemererwa ng'abaana abomunjo y'omusajja nga yekitange omugenzi va mu ntumbwe ze omusaayi gwe ng'ofuluma olinnya ly'Yesu ompomukisa obuniinike obw'obwavu n'okulemererwa bulemeko nnumi ya mwoyo Yesu nzijukira olinnya ly'Yesu olwaleero nga yimirire musaayi gwo omenye etteeka ery'omuntumbwe za jjajjange omusaya omenye etteeka ez'omuntumbwe lya kitange olinnya ly'Yesu omenye etteeka ery'olubuto lwa jjajjange mukazi yazaala kita omumbyeketolawa ndimenya eryabambejja kuba jjajjange omukazi azaala kita yali mu mbejja olwaleero ndisuula ndikutulako etteeka eryabambejja ku jjajjange omukazi azaala kita nina kyengabanako nkikutula nkimenya yali mukazi mu mbejja olwaleero nkimenya olinnya lya Yesu omulinnya lya Yesu olinnya lya Yesu ndikutulako etteeka lya jjajja mukazi yazaala kita nze ndi muzzukulu jjajja mukazi abampita mwami nkikutula olinnya lya Yesu kiveeko olinnya lya Yesu gwe jjajja musajja muwala gwe okuyita mukyala kutula ekintu kutula ekintu kutula ekintu nikutulako endaga y'omusaayi ogwa jjajja omukazi azaala kitange olinnya lya Yesu zentumbwe za jjajja zentumbwe za kita lwe lubuto lw'omukazi omumbejja ekivaamu kuba kyawandiikibwa ekizaalibwa Katonda kiwangula ensi mpangula endagaano y'omumbejja yejjajja mukazi yatuliisa bingi yatuyingiza mu bingi yatuyingiza mu ndaga yajjangayo entungo ensekule n'agigabanyaamu omukazi omumbejja yajjangayo obulo alina engeri gye yabusiikangamu n'asekulasekula n'agatta n'entungo emyoyo egy'abambejja abali abeesibuko ye nkyajjamu olw'omusaayi ogwa Yesu nkyekutulako muzira siriremererwa nazaalibwa Kristo omulundi ogwokubiri wemba nazaalibwa Kristo omulundi ogwokubiri nekutulako ekivume kiringise Yesu ekyenyumba ya sseba ekyentumbwe za kita entumbwe za jjajja eza jjajja mukazi ekyekutulako olinnya lya Yesu olwaleero kinte kiveeko kigende kinte mu linnya lya Yesu. Kitange azaalibwa omukazi omumbejja nalaba nga atabula obulo n'entungo n'abisekulira wamu n'abyawula emiteeko n'awaayo eri emizibu nkyeyambula nkyekutulako gwewe yali akola ki olinnya lya Yesu nkyekutulako ekinkomye mu magenda nerigolokoka etteeka nerigamba muzira tosukawa muzira togenda yeeyo nkyekutulako nkyabya bimpe sigibiweereza ogenda weereza Kristo Yesu oye mulokozi wange oli ekkubo n'amazima n'obulamu sijja koma mukuba sijja kubeera nabitamala ekizaalibwa Katonda kiwangula ensi oliro obinte eby'omuntumbwe eby'omu lubuto olwa jjajja omukazi omumbejja omukazi azaala kita nva mu ndagaano nzibuukamu olw'omusaayi gwa Yesu endagaano eyo eriko etteeka ndiragira etteeka ly'omumbejja oyo jjajja mukazi namutamba ebyange namutamba ebyange etteeka eryo teriri nfuga teriri kulembera muzira ndikotola n'abaana bange ab'obulenzi n'ab'obuwala ndikotola teriri bakwata ndibajjako olinnya lya Yesu erya namutamba omukazi oyo omunyolo omumbejja ow'ebunyolo nkikotola jjajjange omukazi azaala kita nkimenya nkotola lite namutamba omunyolo nkotula endagaano eyo ngivaamu ngibuukamu namutamba omunyoro endagaano yo etteeka lyo ndivaamu olwaleero linte nalokoka Yesu nsabye nzijako obuyinike bw'emikono myamu olwaleero nejendaga emiremire mbere muwanguzi sente zange zakwatibwa etteeka lya namutamba omukazi omunyoro omumbeja ow'ebunyoro olwaleero linte liveko nawuliranga kitange ngalayira mange namutamba omunyoro linnya lyesu liveko linnya lyesu munasa endagaano za namutamba nzibuukama neteeka ndibuukama ndyekotola lita omukisa gwe ogw'esente guli ogugagawaza oguva eri katonda vaayo linnya lyesu